Hi guys, today we'll talk about tips for financial education for kids. And I'm Julia, I'm a business coach and hypno coach. And today we'll talk with Galit, who is commercial real estate investor and realtor. And she will share her tips and personal experience, how to teach kids at the early age about financial literacy. Galit. Galit, do you want to a few words to talk about your personal growth, how you figure out the financial world, and what made you inspired to start teach your kids uh, how to build relationship with money, let's say.
Hi, Julia. Thank you so much for having me. Yeah, I when I just first started to learn about real estate investments and financial education, this was a very central conversation at our dinner table, and my kids started asking questions. So I figured I need to find a way to teach them at their own level, so they will keep their interest in the subject. So I started reading books about it and listening to different podcasts and reels and short videos on TikTok and Facebook and whatever I can find that resonate with my point of view. And I started implementing their suggestions in my day-to-day life. So yeah, I've been doing that for the last year. I have an 8-year-old boy and a 4-year-old girl. She is not very interested in that yet, but she is in a part of the process. So she is included. And we just we just keep doing what we're doing, reading the books and answering questions with the most efficient way and open conversation.
Perfect. That's super interesting. So could you just make it in few tips what to do, not just to keep them interested in financial education, but continuously maintain and building the skills and being prepared for the adult life, and not just being with the mindset of employer and working for a paycheck, but understanding how can money work for you and build you wellness. So what do you do with your 8 years old son?
So my biggest interest in educate my kids for educational literacy is to make them understand how money works, and not just let's do some housework and then I'll put, because first of all, no one pays me for any housework, and second, I don't encourage for them to learn at that age that you do some work for a certain not, for a certain time, and then you'll get paid for it. Because when they will grow up, they will understand eventually that they have to work in some way, and they will get paid for that. But my purpose is to make them understand how money works, where it comes from, how it can come, not only through putting your time and effort into gain the money.
Mhm.
So the first thing I started to do is when my son started reading books, and he learned how to read. We decided with my husband that are going to pay for every book that he reads. It's supposed to be upon his level. It's a $1 for English book and $2 for any other language that he knows. He speaks Russian and French as well. So we pay $2 for French books and Russian books upon his level. So that's the first thing we do. And I make sure to ask questions after he's been reading a book to make sure that he actually read the book, understood what the book says, and after that, I will pay him his money. Usually it's in English because it's easier for him. So I pay $1. And after he's getting $1, I make sure that he understands that 50% of every dollar he earns must go into savings. So he has a piggy bank, and he has his own wallet, and he knows. So he puts 50% at his piggy bank, and 50% he can spend on whatever he wants. So after the money gets to the piggy bank, I make sure that he understands what is the purpose of that piggy bank, that this is savings for a certain purpose or a big goal that he has, or in our case, because he's very small yet and his goals are not very big right now, so it's kind of based on Dollarama gifts and small Toys R Us toys. So this is he's buying from his own money, but the savings money is for a bigger goal. So right now, we tell him that it's until the age of 21, but every parent can decide any other goal or purpose that they want.
So if the goal is not feasible so much for him, that means that he doesn't really understand what it is saved for. So how do you keep him motivated to give half of the money for something future that he can't even can't understand or maybe comprehend?
Well, it's a real interesting question, but really good question. And I think that because he doesn't have a certain goal, like a big goal, like let's go to Disneyland, yeah? So he doesn't have that yet. I also explain him how compound interest work. And by compound interest, what we do, we every month we take out all the money from the piggy bank. We count the money with him, all the coins and all the bills and everything. We put it on a piece of paper, and then I add 3% to the amount he has. So he doesn't understand clearly at this age what 3% means. I calculate it for him, but he sees the amount that he's getting for this money that he has. And then he decides what to do with the money, with this 3%. Or he takes it to his wallet and then goes to Dollarama or Toys R Us and buy whatever he wants. Or he keeps it in the piggy bank and he sees the next month how it grows, how the compound interest is suddenly he earns $8 or $10. It depends on the amount that he has on the piggy bank. So, and because we are writing everything on a piece of paper every month, how many coins he has, how many how much is 3% and how much is the total. And after 3, 4, 5 months, he see how bigger it gets every month if he's not spending it. And then he's like, oh my God, it's actually working on itself. So last month, we are doing it every month on the 13th of the month. So this month, it was a very interesting incident, and he had a very interesting question because I showed him that he earned $8. No, I'm sorry, I will take a step back. We recently done a yard sale for his toys. So he put $18 in one hit into the piggy bank. So the compound interest for this month was bigger, tremendously bigger than it was last month. So I told him, Eli, you see how how it works, the compound interest? You get money out of the blue air, like the money works for itself. And he says, but mom, it's not working by itself. You're paying me the money. So it was a very interesting question that caught me a little bit off guard because he sees the money, he feels it, he understands, is starting to understand how it works, but he thinks that that's
The
like
source of money who pays it, right?
exactly,
Not that
exactly.
money's, yeah.
Exactly. So I had to find a way to explain it, that right now, because he's a little boy, then of course I am the one who's giving him the money. But when the big picture comes and he will invest his money in a real product, this percent will come from
Banks,
banks, from I don't know, from air.
investment, whatever, right?
Exactly. And it will be compounded not because I'm paying him the money.
Yeah, there will be somebody else. Perfect. Yeah. Just to summarize your answer for my question is, so what keeps him excited and motivated is just to see the process of money growing on themselves, just as a result, him not spending and putting the same amount into the piggy bank. So he just watching the process of something growing. So this is what makes him excited, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, perfect. Great. I have another question to your previous tip that you said that you pay money for books he's reading. So could you explain, please, the philosophy behind this? Because like in the learn perspective, I kind of can observe that there it might be tricky because it builds the understanding that somebody pays me for being educated. So why should I pay to university or to somebody wherever? So they have to pay me for me studying. So
Well, that's the philosophy, that you have to pay for education. Okay, I'm paying for his education right now because I'm interested for him to learn how to read and read books. But at the end of the day, he will pay for his education, or I will pay for his education. Eventually, at the end of the day, the main idea that you have to pay for education.
yeah. Yes,
Yeah.
that's true. Okay, perfect. So what else? What else do you do with your kids?
What else do I do with my kids? Um, well, as I mentioned, I teach them about how business works. So as I mentioned, we've done a yard sale. So usually we know that people do garage sales. They get rid of their junk and just put a sign at the middle of the street or at the corner of the street for people to see it from the road and to come and see what we have. But I did it more of a business plan method. So we invested in price. It was only his toys. And we devoted time to price the toys in advance to understand the worth, why we think it worth that way. We did the due diligence and compared the prices on Kijiji and Marketplace on Facebook. And then we decided, okay, so that toy will cost $10 and that toy will cost $5. And we decided to work a little bit on the marketing point of view. So we published posts on different community groups and our neighborhood groups. to see, to show him how it works and how people react to that, to make him a little bit motivated and elevated. And people actually came based on those posts, which made him very happy, and he saw that it works. We also put the garage sale signs on the corner of the street. And what I found very interesting, that during the yard sale, he actually went to neighbors, knocked on doors, and invited people to come out and see his yard sale. So it was an amazing, and I didn't push him into it. He wanted to do that. He also done a video that we posted in the social media groups, and he set himself a goal, what amount he's planning to get. And when he reached his goal, certainly it elevated his day, and he was very, very happy.
Perfect. Very nice. Okay, so is there anything else beside it that you can add to the or benefit people watching us right now, so they can maybe use your resources of information or inspiration in terms of kids' financial education, or anything else that you would like to add?
Well, I encourage people to read books. We read a lot of them. In our books, like for adults, there is always in financial development, there's always something that is told about someone's kid or someone's project with kids, and it's really nice because you can hear it from another man's perspective and maybe say, okay, is it working for me or not? I also very encourage to talk to your kids about it. Don't be afraid to expose them to any kind of financial stories or discussions that you have at home. It's very important, because especially at that age, when they want to know everything and they want to understand everything. So this is my advice, and just be honest with them.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Galit. I think maybe we can drop some book recommendations somewhere in description or in the post attached to this video.
For the kids, yes, I have some books that I can suggest. I wasn't ready for that, but okay. Yeah, it's good thing you have it close. So we are right now reading together this book. I bought it on Amazon. It's not something that I promote or anything. I don't get any commission on that. This is just something I bought from Amazon, and it explains exactly what was there before the money, what is the money, how do you invest, how do you like basic stuff that a child should know about money. I also bought this one, but I think they're very similar. So if you are interested in getting one these books, get just one of them, because they're very similar. And I have this as well, but I still haven't started reading it, so I don't have anything to say about this one, but it has a great recommendation on Amazon, so we'll see.
So does your son keep be engaged and interested in this book? Is it reading in the way that
he said that he's not interested in reading it on his own, because it's not a comic book and he's not like, it's not there yet, but he is enjoying reading it with me, and I use it as quality time together with him.
Perfect. So to bottom line is just don't pay your kids for their time, so they will learn that they are not paid for their time, they are paid for the using their resources, and motivate them to be educated and let them know that education costs, right? And it's either parents paying for this or they will by themselves will have to pay for this. Keep them engaged and involved into financial conversation at home, and play a game like with a bit of money that they have, just to teach them how saving can grow by itself, and what is interest rates, right, and compound interest, etc.
Exactly. And you mentioned also, sorry for interrupting you. You also mentioned the game. Yes, play games with them like Monopoly or Cash Flow Junior, or any other financial game that they can teach them how the financial world works. My son, based on the Monopoly, for a 5-year-old that I bought 3 years ago and he was 5, he knows that rent is good
Nice,
when
perfect.
you get it, not when you
Yes.
pay it.
Yes, and a good tip is just use the willing to spend time with their parents, like use the quality time when they want to be with you, just to give them a bit more of financial literacy.
Exactly.
Perfect. Galit, thank you so much for your tips and insights. It was very interesting and beneficial. This podcast is actually for inspiration, tips, and ideas for business development, for financial education, and personal growth. So stay posted, follow, and we'll bring more inspiring stories, ideas, and women and men who succeed in their business and would like to share their insight, and to help you to make your path to your own wellness.
Thank
See
you
you
very much,
around, guys.
Julia, for having me. See you next time.
See
Bye.
you. Thank you. Bye.